In this section, I want to show you how you can use line command. If you go to the Sketch tab, you can find line command here. If you do not see a Sketch tab, just right click on any other tab and make sure that the Sketch has a check beside it. And then you can find the Sketch tab right here. So I can click on a sketch and go to sketch environment first and then select one of these commands, or I can select one of these commands and it takes me straight to the sketch environment. So what I'm going to do is to click on line command or press L on my keyboard so that I go to line command. Right now you can see that I can choose one of the planes. If I press Ctrl 7, you can see I am in an isometric view, so I can see all the planes with their names. If I choose one of the planes such as top plane and click on that, this is going to take me to that plane. The other planes are going to disappear. I can press Ctrl 8 so that I can be normal to that plane and then start working with line. To start the line, just click somewhere like this, and then whenever you move your mouse, it is going to end your line there. Now you can see that on the tip of my line I can see a line sign. This tells me that I am drawing a line. Right now the line command is selected. I can see the length of that line, and in some specific angles I can see the angle. For example, right now you can see that this is 180 degrees. If I go down here I can see another degree, 135. If I go down again I can see the 90 degrees, and these are every 45 degrees, so I can see which angle my line is going. And of course I can change it at any time by using just dimensions, so don't worry about the angle right now. I just want to draw a line. If I go horizontally, I can see a sign in yellow on the right side of my mouse bar that tells me that I am drawing a horizontal line. If I go vertical, I can see the same thing, but this time it tells me that I am drawing a vertical direction. So based on your choice, you can go vertical or horizontal, and let SolidWorks add the constraint for you. I just click here, and you can see that if I click here, that's going to add the constraint for me automatically. You can see the constraint right here. I want to go down vertically and click here. Right now again you can see that the constraint is added for me. I go to the left, and if I go to left, if I move so that I can reach under the beginning of my line work, you can see these dotted lines that tell me I am right under my beginning work. So I click here, and by clicking here I can go up and click here. This helps me to close my line work. Now you can see that the third line is not drawn. That's because I had an extra click that closed my line command and I started once again. I can fix it. That's very easy. I can go over one of these lines. You can see this constraint that tells me whatever I do, it is going to be coincident with the point that I am all over that. So I click here, and again I can go right to here and click here, and you can see that everything is just fine. Okay, the line command is not this simple. You can have more items, such as drawing arcs when you are in line command. If you do not click this cross here, you will not get out of line command. Right now you can see that the line command is still active. So what I'm going to do is to do this. Oh my god, I should press Ctrl 8 once again because I wanted to pan, but I just accidentally rotated my picture. So what I need to do is to press Ctrl while I press my middle mouse button. So I pan here. Again I start drawing. If I click and hold my left mouse button, you can see that again I am drawing a line, but this time if I release my mouse button, this line is going to end. So there is no chaining of lines when you hold the left mouse button. And also if I start drawing here, you can see that I go and click here, I have a line. So if I go to another place I can, click and have another line. But this time, what I'm going to do is to go back over my line. And when I went back over my line and again went back, you can see that what I have is an arc. So I can just click here and move up. You can see that I have a line again. Click here and I can go to right. Again, this is line, but I want an arc. So what I do is go back over the previous line, and you can see that this line now changes its color. Now if I go to the right, I can see that I am drawing an arc, and this arc is not in the right direction. So what I need to do is to go over that line once again and come up. Now you can see the arc is in the right direction. So I click here and go to the right. That's okay. And now what I need again is another arc. So I go over my previous line and come out. You can see the arc is being drawn. What I want to do is to click on this end and finish my drawing. Now you can see that just by line command I can have very complex shapes like this. We have different types of lines. If I hold my control and press my middle mouse click, again I can have panning. You can see that I pan to an empty area here. And if I go back over this line command, I can see two different types of lines here. One of them is a midpoint line. So if I click on that and click somewhere, what I have is a line that starts from the middle of that line. So if I go to the right, you can see the same amount of line is going to be drawn on the left side. And if I go to left, the same amount is going to be drawn on the right side. Now what I'm going to do is to do this. I make sure that I am in a horizontal direction and then click. Now the second line is not a midline. It is a simple line that I can click here and go to the right, and again click here and go to up and finish my line work. So the midline is another type of line. The third type of line that is very important is a center line. This type of line is not used for creating features. This type of line is called a construction line. So if I use this, I can do different things, such as having access, having constraints or different items that I want to use. So if I click here, you can see that it is kind of a dotted line. I go here, I go here. I can have different types of drawings. I just press escape and I exit this command. Right now you can see that these are all selected. This cannot be used as a sketch for working with. Sometimes we can use the cross sections or the lines as an axis or other items. If I click on one of these lines, you can see the property on the left side, and you can see the checkbox that says for construction. Let me highlight it for you. The place that I am highlighting in blue has a checkbox that says this is for construction, but other lines do not have this check. So if I select this line and see here, you can see that for construction is not selected. Now what I can do is to click on this for construction and make sure that one of the lines that I have selected is not going to be used for different features. This is just a center line. So I can do this, or I can remove the construction. The other thing is infinite length. If I click on this checkbox, you can see that the line is going to start from infinity and go to the end, to the infinity. So this line again can be of construction type, because we do not normally use a line that comes and goes to infinity. So normally these are construction lines that are used for mirroring, for revolving, so for different features that we can have in SolidWorks.